Okay, my name is Jim Soltis with North American Bankcard. I'm going to show you quickly how to make an application template for Pay Anywhere with the Edge cash discounting pricing. Okay, so we're going to do this pretty simply. We're going to click on Enrollment, then Templates, and we're going to create a new template, assuming I don't already have one in here that I'm going to start with. I could go in, and if I want to do something similar, I could just copy the template, but we're going to do something brand new here. So we're going to click on Start a New Application. We're going to put this on the Pay Anywhere A920, which is the Pay Anywhere Smart Terminal. And we're going to do edge pricing for large ticket. A large ticket, by my definition, is anything greater than $15 a transaction. Some people will only, and the difference is you have to add a transaction fee for small ticket merchants. For large ticket merchants, you don't have to add a transaction fee on what we charge the merchant. So we're going to save and continue here. So anytime it's over $15, you are safe putting them on a flat rate without a transaction fee. So that's what we're going to do. We said this is Pay Anywhere A920. It's similar for any Pay Anywhere solution. A920 GPRS, that's cellular service if they're going to be taking this terminal around with them, activating the SIM card, or the wireless transaction fee if they are not. All right. PIN pad, I never encrypt the PIN pad unless they're doing EBT because we can't pass Edge onto a PIN debit transactions. It has an internal PIN pad. We don't need an external. It's going to be an IP account. So we do have the ability now to add Edge, even though this is software deployment. We'll ship this equipment with Edge in there by logging in and turning on Edge in the software, and they will sign the disclaimer through the enrollment process. So if you have been selling Edge for a few months, that wasn't the case a few months ago. Now we are able to deploy these with the Edge turned on as long as we're shipping out a terminal. Okay, so Pay Anywhere A920, Pay Anywhere E500, Pay Anywhere E600, etc. We are good to turn on Edge for the merchant prior to deployment. Okay, so I double check everything looks good, and we're going to continue to the pricing page, right? So again, anytime it's a $15 higher average ticket, we're good using this template without a transaction fee. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to pick here if it's retail or restaurant. We're going to say it's retail here, card present. Let's say 95% are going to be swiped, 5% are going to be keyed. All right, it's there's three pricing models. There's tiered, there's flat rate pricing. We always use flat rate pricing for the Edge program. All right. I don't know why it defaults to 3.75. It should be 3.84. That's what we use when we're doing Edge as a standard pricing model. So don't use the default, use 3.84%. And again, this is where we would add the transaction fee if we're getting close to or certainly lower than the $15 ticket. You'll make more money and a higher ticket. The higher the ticket is, the better for this program. But anything over $15, we won't lose money at that rate. Okay. So all these are blacked out when you do flat rate pricing. Early termination fee you can turn on or off if you want to waive that. If it's not clicked, then there's a 3-year agreement. If you click it, it's off. I always leave it on unless the merchant asks to have it remove, and then I ask them why. I'll go through whatever they're concerned about because I want to address those concerns too. All right, so again, it's Wi-Fi, so we're not going to have the cost of the wireless transaction fees. The merchants will not be charged those fees even if you leave them on the application unless they activate the SIM card in the terminal. I changed the wireless access fee to $19.95. You can put it a little higher if you wanted to. But that's your cost if they activate the SIM card fee. So debit transaction fee, same thing. I'm not activating the PIN pad, so EBT, debit transaction fee, and monthly gateway fee shouldn't apply. But I leave them on the application just in case they do at some point activate the PIN debit. All right, so same thing with the monthly printer. We're running a printer. Sometimes they want a printer. And so I leave those fees on there. They won't apply unless they get a kitchen printer. Pay Anywhere monthly gateway fee. You can charge every merchant account will also have who's on any Pay Anywhere will also get access to inside.payanywhere.com where they can do recurring billing, online invoicing, see a bunch of reports, do a lot of cool stuff, even take card present transactions through the gateway. Some people charge for that. You do not have to. Okay. Same thing with printer and cash drawer. If they get both of those, it's $13.95. Cash drawer is only $50, so they might want to purchase it and whatnot. So internet transaction fee is only for e-commerce sites, so we don't need that, or online gateways like authorized.net. So we don't have a cost for that if they're using the Pay Anywhere gateway inside of PayAnywhere.com. So you can waive that to zero. Monthly gateway fee. You don't have to charge for that because it's a card present situation here. And now this is where we think, depending on how we sell. So if you're saying our goal is to get your cost to zero, then you need to set this to zero. If you're saying your goal is to get their cost to $50 or $100, you would put that rate there in the basic service fee for the Edge program. We have agents doing it all the way up to $1,000. I don't do that myself, but some people say that they're going to get their costs down to a third of what they're paying. And if the merchant's paying $3,000 a month in fees now, they put it at $1,000 and they get a lot of money selling the Edge program that way. Myself, I say we're going to get your cost to zero, your credit card processing costs to zero, or non-cash payment cost to zero, more better said. So that's what I do. But I actually, when I do that, I increase the monthly minimum discount fee, and the number I use is $79. You don't have to do that. My theory behind that is I want the 12 times profitability bonus to always be greater than the $300 or $400 I was paid, so that I get something else on the 12 times profitability bonus. And this does that for me. If I'm on the 50/50 program with bonuses and free equipment, I got $40 in profit, roughly, $39.50 to be exact. Times 12 is going to get me over the $400 hump. So I'm always making sure I make a little money there. Chargeback fee and retrieval fee have to stay where they are. A monthly statement mailing fee, they don't have to get their statements mailed, but if they do, it's $1. The payments hub fee is optional again. You have to have it on the application. They get a couple months free. Get them on there. It's a great tool. PaymentsHub.com. They can log in once they get their merchant account approved, and they can set up recurring billing there, online invoicing, see tons of reports, get their statements, everything. It's really awesome. So tell them that it's optional. If they find themselves not using it, they can have it turned off, but it is definitely worth it. So that is a monthly fee that shows up at the end of the month if they choose to use it. But again, it is optional. Monthly software fee per device. We are going to have that set at $9.95 because it's a Pay Anywhere Smart Terminal. If you have to put the monthly fees in there, for the Pay Anywhere Smart POS is $29.95, and the Pay Anywhere Smart Flex, check your pricing there and make sure that's accurate given the hardware that they're using, and it's per device. So if they get more than one, then that'd be a per device fee. And again, even if they purchase the hardware, that software fee does apply. So it's not a cost for hardware in theory, but it is something that they are paying. All right. So flat fee, if you know their average ticket's $300 and you don't want to have a flat fee on there, that's fine. I always leave it on templates at 50 cents a transaction and 4%. So again, the math is say there's a $100 transaction. $100 transaction would have the Edge fee added at 4%. So the cardholder would pay $104. We charge the 3.84% on the full $104. The cost of that is almost exactly $4. And so we would be offsetting their cost with the program. There's a small rounding error that's to the merchant's benefit. So they'll make a few extra pennies, but nothing to consider them enriched. Okay. Making it a very legal and appropriate program. So that's all there is to it. Go ahead and save. And we are done, but we're going to go ahead to the confirmation page and make sure everything looks the way we want it. equipment. Oh, that's good. I did a great job. Everything looks fantastic. Okay, so I can start an application right from here. I can start application, and if I do that, it's going to pop up asking the principal phone, email address, and application, and I can go ahead and get ready to send. But I'm going to assume that you made this application before, or the template before you actually had the account. So we're going to not do that here. And now it's 2 months later, and I've logged into my enrollment. Actually, I'm going to do something else first. I'm going to go to templates, and I'm going to find this application and click it as favorites. Anything I know I'm going to use on a regular basis, I hit as favorite, because I might have a ton of different templates in here. So now I go to my favorites, make sure it's stuck there. Here's the application I made. So it's 2 months later, and I've got a merchant. I just sold them the A920. I'm going to get their cost to zero with the exception of the monthly fee for the terminal and maybe Payments Hub. That's the way I sold it. So I'm going to use this application, and I'm going to hit Start Application. I'm going to call this Test Jim, and email jim@bigjim.com, not a real email address, and 888-777, and not a real phone number. And here we go. Save and continue. And we are going through this. Now I could hit send right here, but I don't want to do that because I want to check and make sure everything else is set correctly, right? So obviously I don't have the business information loaded in here. So that's why I'm sending the merchant to fill that. At the click here, I agree to fill that out. But the bonus section, you always want to make sure you're checking peek if you want your bonus, which I'm assuming you do. So that's why we don't hit send right away. We're going to confirm that. And I should have showed you can also check your next day funding request. If you wanted to pick the terminal up at corporate office, you could do that. Ground shipping is free. Second day air is $3 or $4, and then you can do the next day shipment if you want. This is the business owner's home address, the business owner's physical address, the business mailing address, or the sales partner. So you pick where you want the terminal shipped. You double check all of your pricing to make sure that matches what you want to send. And now you are good to go ahead and send it. Send it. Okay. So let's say you hit send, it goes out, everything's good. This is what'll pop up and say, hey, are you sure you want to send it? And you can confirm and it'll be sent. In this case, we don't want to do that because it's a fake application with a fake email address. Okay, so here's the application that I just made. Let's say the merchant wants a paper application just to have a hard copy of it. So we can do print application. And this is also another way to double check to make sure you did everything right. Did I remember to set it up as free equipment? Did I remember to do to click Edge? And you can see the paper application in here has the rate 3.84. Everything looks good. This is set to 0. So we're good there. Bank disclosure, there should be, this is the Pay Anywhere program agreement if they're choosing this solution. The Pay Anywhere Smart Flex, if you were doing that one, it would be $19.95 a month, and Pay Anywhere Smart POS is $29.95 a month with a setup fee. There's no setup fee when you're doing the Pay Anywhere Smart Terminal, so we're good there. Here's the disclaimer that they need to sign whenever they're doing Edge. And you can download that, save it to your hard drive if you wanted to, and you're good to go. So now you know how to create the template, to send the template to the merchant, or send the application to application-specific application to a merchant, and how to print the application. So you are good to go. If you have any questions on it, give me a call. I'm at 800-591-8660, extension 5, or jim@NorthAmericanBankCard.net. Good selling. Go get them.